Alrighty everybody, welcome to another video on Marvel Strike Force. I am Boilon, and today we're going to be doing the first event of the month of July for Vol's July month-long event. We have, God, what's the name of this event? Don't even remember. There's just so many events. I have to refer. A people, not a place. There we go. I mean, I forget the name because it was so convoluted. There we go. So that's what we'll be taking a look at, including the start of the July month-long subtotal, which I made a new chart for, and we'll be taking a look at all of the tables as well, and what you're going to have to do if you want to complete this event. There's actually, you know, some extra Korg and COSMO shards in this event, so hey, it's not too terrible. And of course, this is going to be the first of the month, and hopefully it's not too bad. So if you're ready to go, everybody, you know what to do. Let's boil this down. Oh. Okay, so Vol's Defender of Valhalla event. Now, the only thing I don't really know for sure is whether or not the orbs. So we're transitioning to 45 shards of Vol in the beginning, which I think you'll get, like, honestly, after this first event. And then we're transitioning to orbs for the rest of it. There's going to be 14 Vol orbs in the actual milestone. And I don't know if the orbs are exactly the same. It might, in fact, actually just be the last is Guardian Orb. I think it's just a 675 core orb, and maybe that's why it's still there. And that's what we're going to be using for that. Actually, I can probably just double check, really, because it's going to say, yeah, last star is Guardian Orb. So we'll take a look at that later on, but that's that. So, yes, it is a 675 core orb. So if you think about it, really, the total of the month, we're actually getting, well, I guess it was this times 675, and you're getting about 9,450 cores worth of orbs. And when you think about that, it's actually not too bad. Now, the main difference is that instead of 750, we're now having to go to 800,000. That's new for the month of July. I don't know why. That's just how it is right now. So the minimum amount of shards that you'll get for Vol at a bare minimum will be 129. Now, this is 45. This is also 14 times 6. You add them together and you get 129. So at a bare minimum, you're going to get like a 3.5 star. Now, if you want to get more than that, either you had to pull some, you know, unlock Vol early, for example, because I have, I don't know, 50 shards or something. So I'm probably going to get a 4-star, or you need to get lucky within pulling the actual orbs itself. Now, 14 orbs of, you know, it's probably unlikely that you're going to get straight 6s for all of them, but you know, you might. So there's the information there. The new currency is called the Gem of Sidorak. We have 5 items, and we're going to be talking about the first one. The one thing I don't know, of course, is I don't know, oops, not 2,000 daily. That was the old month. I don't know how much daily currency that we're going to be getting for July. I don't know what the value is for that. And of course, some of this other stuff, which I'll fill in along the way. So the only thing that we really have right now is the 23,000 points or gems that we're going to be getting from A People, Not a Place, which is the event that's starting on Wednesday at 2 p.m. Also, happy 4th of July. Should have said that in the intro, but I forgot. So Americans who are celebrating that, congratulations. I already celebrated my Canada Day, which was on Saturday. So we're getting 23,000 points and the Boots of Destiny, which is worth 40,000. So this whole event is going to be worth 63,000, and that's why I want to kind of really quickly take a look at this, which is that, and it shows you where you're going to get the Vol orbs, sorry, the Vol shards. You're going to get the total of the 45 Vol shards by 23,000 points. So that's actually not too far into the event, as you can see with this, that the actual event itself is worth 23,000, but the event item is worth more. So depending on where you get that, it should hopefully not take too long, and you might be able to, in fact, actually farm a little bit of the Vol event before it goes live, though know that these things are largely intended for people who have like pre-unlocked them, right? I think it lasted for like 10 or 11 days per character, but at the end of the day, if you're not pre-unlocking them early, that's the people who are going to get the largest advantage in farming this. Don't be too concerned though, because honestly, the drop rates haven't been super great. It's actually better on these Origin gear pieces I found than the gear tier 17s. As much as I wanted to farm these, I would spend like 100 energy and get like one if I'm lucky. So I don't know. You know, I've been better off just farming this stuff because you're going to need a lot of this anyways for all tiers of teal. So let's actually get into the event itself and what it's going to be including. Let's zoom in so you can all see a little bit better. Scroll up to the top. So a people, not a place. This is a 5-day event that's going to involve, power cores. Power cores directly, campaign energy, which also includes indirect core spending, and then alliance donation, so cores, all 3 of them have cores included in it. That's interesting. Total milestone points required is 25,000. Now, this event is also going to contain an alliance milestone, leaderboard, which we'll talk about because it's a little bit confusing. Event item milestone points required is 6,700 points. This is not a lot. So it's actually quite easy to get there. And just right off the bat, there is a web milestone, which includes the alliance donation part. And you're getting about 5,000 of the event points just from that alone. It's 1,000 of the milestone points daily. So if you do this over 5 days, then you get 5,000 points. And as you can see, just that alone, honestly, gets you pretty close to the event item. There's also going to be 30 COSMO shards and 30 Korg shards up for grabs if you're able to get to 9,900 and 11,600 points respectively. There is some additional points along the way, and I'll show you that really quickly here on the chart, this one here, that you can see if we zoom in a little bit, if my mouse works properly, that we can zoom in. You can see the various different thresholds for the Korg shards is 5, 10, 15. If you add this all up together, you're going to get 30. You're not going to get these additional 20 down here. Or actually, was it more than that? Actually, you might. Sorry, my bad. Did I miscount? Or did they edit this? 5, 15, 30, 50. 50! Okay, my bad. I must have misread that, or they snuck that in later on. It could be either or. I could have just been blind. So 50 COSMO shards and 50 Korg shards, which is quite substantial. I would say, 100 new character shards is quite a lot. So, but as you can see, if you don't have to go all the way up here because obviously the event item is there. But if you do manage to get further, especially around here, then you'll get a lot of extra knowhere character shards. That being said, the rest of it after that, especially from milestone 17, which is about here, 15,000 downwards, those are all whale stones, as you can imagine. They've still managed to keep that. They're not changing that. The more important thing, though, is this stuff down below. So there is something called the Glorious Purpose Alliance Leaderboard. And how you get this is actually, as far as I'm aware, primarily through the web milestone. And I forgot to bring that one up a little bit because it showcases that here. And it's really important. So if you can see here, this is how you're going to get your 1,000 daily web milestone points, but also gives you something called Loki's Crowns. And this is entirely for the leaderboard event down here. I think it's the only way you score for the leaderboard event. It did mention something in here that for the leaderboard, it would also include orbs somewhere. I forget where it said that. It's probably further up where it said that if you actually, there we go. To rise to the top of the Glorious Purpose leaderboard, scoop up crowns from select campaigns and the Trickster Orb. So offers probably some ways that you can get some additional leaderboard points for that through offers, and it's an alliance based for most of us. Don't worry about it. We're not going to be able to do much about it, so that's the real big problem there. Obviously, there's going to be some blue 5 ions and dark promotion credits up for grabs, but realistically, at the end of the day, for the majority of us, it's not going to matter. But it's an alliance leaderboard, I think, so you're ranking as an alliance. So take that for what it's worth. It's really weird. I don't know why they decided to do it this way. Anyways, moving on. So you get 1 point for spending 1 power core. 1 point for spending a campaign energy. You've seen this before. This is my campaign energy per day chart. Now, what's different though is, of course, so you get about roughly around 1,100 campaign energy per day. This is including your 200 power cores that you might be spending to get 480 energy. Now, that's actually going to convert to about 1,300 points because you're adding this plus 200 from the cores that you're spending. And then you multiply this over 5 days and you're looking at about 6,500 points, milestone points, just from the campaign energy and associated coring that you're doing with that. So if you were to add that on, plus the 5,000 from up here from the web milestone, then you're looking at about 11,500 already, or, you know, basically actually the 50 Korg shards. So if you want to get to the 50 Cosmo and 50 Korg shards, you just need to do all of that campaign energy, make sure you're spending 200 cores daily every single day for 5 days, and doing the web stuff, which is the alliance donation part we'll talk about down below, and that'll give you the 50 shards. That's a lot, actually. That's a lot of premium character shards. I'm already at about 4-star for those characters, but if you're not, you know, then that'll help you push a little bit further on for that. Now, the credits required for the web milestone, like we saw before, is 700. How do you get to 700? Well, if you're unfamiliar with how Alliance credits and donations work, there's about... actually, you know what? Before we do that, I'm going to bring it up really quickly just in-game because it's very easier just to show this off. There's 5 boxes, okay? The first 4 boxes are very easy to obtain if you have a full Alliance and you're donating 10k gold. But if you do want to get to this final box, I guess I can just open it now, then you're going to need to donate 50 cores for 12 people in order to get there, to get the additional points. 12 of the people will have to donate 50 cores, or about, and I personally, based on what you need to get, because your own personal requirement to get here is 700. If you want this 700 to complete all of the milestones on the web daily, then you're going to need to donate 50 cores, because you need to get the 400 credits from your easy first 4 boxes. The 5th box will make it 500. The daily objective makes it 650, and then you need to get 60 points from donating 50 cores. Add that all together, and that's 710, which is going to surpass the requirement for that last web milestone, which is going to be pretty important for a few reasons. Not to mention it's the Loki crown stuff for the Alliance leaderboard, but it gives you more daily points for the milestone, the main milestone, which is going to be pretty important in my opinion. So total Loki crowns, you get 14,000, at least from the web milestone portion. It's 2,800 times 5 from the web milestone, and then that's 70,000 over the event. You know, this honestly, this is kind of meaningless. It's just you stacking up your crowns against other alliances. But realistically, at the end of the day, if most of the alliances are doing everything that I'm talking about here, then it's going to come down to spending. Spending is probably where you're going to make the difference in terms of getting ahead from other people, because that's all this is. That's all this is, everyone. This is a glorified whale leaderboard. Don't think of it as anything else. The leaderboards often are this way to begin with anyways. So, especially when you're fighting for GAT minis, as an alliance, dark promotion credits, blue 5 ions, it's of course going to be a whale board. Can we just call it a whale board? We've called it whale stones. We're calling this a whale board. Because they haven't gotten rid of that. Now, they did say that there's only going to be, I believe it said 3 for the month of July. So I guess this is one of them, and hopefully they hold their word on this one. But otherwise, you know what? Some really great Cosmo and Korg shards in here. And of course, once you get to the 23,000 mark, which is here actually, at 4,300 points, that you'll get Vol unlocked. So that's really good. You're not going to have to wait too long to get Vol unlocked, because it's going to be right at the start of the leaderboard, as we saw. That should have been there, actually. There we go. In the corner here, up here, the first 4 milestones. So once you clear those for the July event, then you'll have Vol unlocked, and you'll get an amazing amount of Cosmo and Korg shards for those of you who are building the Knowhere team. As you all know, I am not building the Knowhere team at this point, but I may do so at a later stage. There are all of my Knowhere characters unlocked, so... yeah, actually, that's going to help me get to a 4-star Korg. The rest of it, not so much. But hey, I'll take free shards anyways for new characters, because it always helps get you a little bit further on. So that's going to be the end of this video, everyone. Happy 4th of July. Enjoy your time off, or whatever you end up doing, of course, in Marvel's Strike Force world. You never truly are taking time off. Otherwise, you end up missing out. But, ayo, that's the end of this video. And until next time, stay safe and healthy. And I'll see you all later. And don't forget that this event information will be live on my Discord server, usually about 6 to 8 hours after the video goes live. So that's it, everyone, and I'll see you on the next video.